I saw your comments asking me how do I learn dances so fast, so I'm going to share everything I know in this video right now in hopes of helping you do the exact same. So I learn a lot of my videos here on YouTube, and something that I find super helpful is mirroring it. And I saw this question asking me how to do that, so I'm going to explain it to you right now. I'm surprised a lot of people haven't talked about this already. All you got to do is open up Google and type in YT Mirror extension. It's going to open up a link where you can download a YouTube extension. Once you download it, you'll see this icon pop up in your video player the next time you open up YouTube, and you'll be able to mirror videos like that. So before I get into concrete tips, I want to share how I understand the learning process of dance. This has helped me so much. So the learning process is divided up into a couple of stages. The first stage is visual cue, brain cue, and body cue. The visual cue is I'm seeing it, that's my first input of learning. Then it goes to my brain. Do I understand it? I can see what's going on and make sense of it. That's the second stage of learning. And then the third part is physically trying it with my body, which is the third stage of learning. Now, when I get to the body cue, there's another section of stages that happen, which is the awkward stage, the mechanical stage, and the natural stage. Self-explanatory, but let's break it down quick. The awkward stage, when I first try the move, why does it feel weird? I'm trying to figure out why it feels awkward, and I'm trying to find those solutions. Once I find those solutions, it takes me to the mechanical stage where I can do the move, but I don't feel that good with it. It feels soulless. And then after I figure out those solutions, it goes into the natural stage where I can do the move without even thinking about it. I can do it any direction, any tempo. I can even make my own variations of it. Now let's get into the fun stuff. So when I'm first watching a dance I'm gonna learn, I watch it with the intention of analyzing a couple of things. The first thing I analyze is like any moves that stand out to me. So maybe a groove or maybe like a hard hitting move. And then I'll also take in the auditory part of it, so the music. I'll try to see what melodies in the song stand out to me, what beats in the song stand out to me, or any lyrics. And naturally, I'm just gonna take mental notes of those things. So once I watch the dance that I'm gonna learn, I go into a technique called chunking. This is where I just break down the dance into smaller sections so it doesn't feel overwhelming like I have to learn so much. A good example of this in the real world is if you look at your credit card number, you'll notice if the numbers are all squished together like this, it looks a little overwhelming. But when they're separated into little small sections, they're chunked out. For some reason, our brain just processes it a lot easier. So I typically like to chunk my routines in either counts of 8, depending if it's a short dance, or if it's a longer dance, I'll probably do 2 counts of 8 or 4 counts of 8. Now, after I chunk the routine, I know exactly what section I'm gonna learn, I physically start learning. So when I see a move for the first time, I like to either slow it down on YouTube so I can take my time and watch it, or if I don't have the option to slow it down, I just do it slow with my body. So I'll use this dance for example. When I was learning it for the first time, that very first move was so intricate, and all I did was just slow it down for myself. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is what I call marking, and a lot of dancers call it marking as well. You're just doing it with minimal energy, just trying to understand it, go through it. Then gradually you add more energy, get it to like 60%, 70% energy. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. It starts to feel less mechanical, less awkward. Now I'm starting to feel a little bit more natural with it. Then I'll do it full out. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Yeah. But what if you come across a move that's super hard? Now, in this same dance that I was using for the example, this move right here it threw my mind into a boggle. So I simplify things. So the first thing I did was look at what the foot's doing. The foot's just doing this action, around, boom. Then I look at another limb. What's the head doing? The head is going around, boom. And then I saw that the hand was just going on the head like this. Boom, ha. What was the other hand doing? The other hand just passes and goes out. Boom, ha. Something like that. Then I try it all together slow. Boom, ha. Okay, I drew it again. Boom, ha. So I just break it down by simplifying each part by looking at the limbs. This allows my brain to process it in pieces, and then I put it together and it feels a lot easier for my brain to process. Now this next tip is a little bit more advanced, but when I want to learn something very clean, like with a lot of precision, I look at the relation of the body parts to each other. So for example, if you're standing up still and the hand is like above like this, are my wrists directly above each other or are they separated? So little things like that help you clean up the dances. So after I finish learning a section of a dance, I just drill it. I repeat it over and over so that my body and my brain can recognize the pattern. You might hear people call this muscle memory. This next tip is super fun and I honestly think it's a hack. One of the things I find super helpful is just making noise, associating the moves with sounds, counts, or names. For example, let's say the move is like this, ta, 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 ta. So just saying those sounds, ta, 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 will help me so much. Or boom, boom, cat, cat. Maybe it's sharper, so I change the sound. Or the counts, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or a name, tap, tap, out kangaroo. You get the point. So let's say I just finished learning a new section. When I want to try it over, I will go from the previous sections like a couple moves just before so I can feel the transition into that new section. This allows my brain to create a cue point or a bookmark point so I know that from this section it transitions to this next section, which allows me to just look at it not as a whole, but once again in small little chunks. Another thing I do that I find very important is when I'm trying to learn dances really fast is I don't put pressure on myself. It's not a big deal. So when I'm learning a move for the first time and I don't get it perfect, it's all good. I just try to learn everything and then I'll go back and try to clean things up. Another thing I notice I do is I focus on the feeling of a movement more than what it looks like. I don't know what it is about this, but when there's a feeling attached to a move, I just remember it easier, faster, and for longer. So for example, if the move goes like this, out, in, for me, I'm thinking, oh, what if I take a breath with this? That's my intention. So that gives me an intention, or the feeling of it is like expanding and contracting, like remembering those things helps so much. This tip is a major one. So I look at dance as a language. So I've been doing this, learning dances for over 15 plus years now professionally. So I have a lot of movement I've seen or I've done personally. So when I'm learning a new dance, I can associate patterns or similarities with other moves I already know. So it makes it a lot quicker for me to learn. So for example, I was learning this dance here for toba, toba, and I noticed the first step is very similar to an Afro step that I learned a long time ago. So I was able to pick it up a lot quicker. Now let's talk about some of the practices I use to keep me in the flow of learning choreography really quick. So one thing I found very helpful is learning super easy dances. I find TikTok or shorts are great for this, finding challenges. I'll watch a video like 2 to 5 times, put it away, record myself doing it, and then I'll compare how I did it on my video compared to the original video. Try it out yourself, that one's super fun. Another thing I do is take classes in person or online tutorials. So I love going to classes in person when I can go at the pace of the teacher, which is really cool. Or if I'm watching a video online to learn, I'll just play it once and then try the dance just like that. Now this last tip is a little counterintuitive, but it helped me so much, is I make up my own dances. I choreograph myself. And I find that when I'm choreographing, I'm going off of like references or I'm creating moves and my body's inputting a lot more movement and I'm looking at it from a choreographer standpoint. And that's everything I know about learning dances really fast. This is just my approach to learning. So take what you can from this video, try it out for yourself, and I hope it helps. I'm gonna keep looking at the comment section to see any other questions I can answer. Until then, let's keep dancing and having a good time, y'all. Peace. I just realized one of the major tips is you just gotta be consistent. Just keep learning dances, keep trying. It gets a little bit easier. It doesn't get super easy, but it gets easier. All right, bye.